it undress. Don't stop me now, don't need to catch my breath. I can go on and on and on. When the lights go down and there's no one left, I can go on and on and on. Give it to me, yeah. No one's gonna show me how. Give it to me, yeah. No one's gonna stop me now. Give it to me. They say that a good thing never lasts and that it has to fall. Those are the people that did not amount to much at all. Give me the baseline, I'll shake it. Give me a record, and I'll break it. There's no beginning and no ending. Give me a chance to go, and I'll take it. Don't stop me now, don't need to catch my breath. I can go on and on and on. When the lights go down and there's no one left, I can go on and on and on. Give it to me, yeah. No one's gonna show me how. Give it to me, yeah. No one's gonna stop me now. Give it to me, yeah. No one's gonna show me how. Give it to me,
Hey guys, so today in this video we're going to be talking about how to force angles with Ana and how to properly set up for it, because this is very situational, but a lot of times when I play Ana and I'm at the wall, even it doesn't matter if I'm carrying an opponent or just launching them at the wall, typically the opponent likes to tech roll, and like most opponents, they tech roll a certain way every time. Not always, but a lot of times they usually have a side that they prefer. So in this case, we're going to have them tech roll to the right. And since they're going to be tech rolling to the right, I'm going to be wanting to side walk or side step to the left to follow their tech roll, if that makes sense. So I'll just show you right here. You see that? Sometimes when you're doing this, you may or may not do it deep enough, so you want to make sure that you're ending with something quick like this, down 4-1-2, or down 4-3-2 into a deep sidewalk, delay, side step 1+2, or jabs to something like that. So, and I'll show you what it looks like. See? So, what happens is, whenever I'm knocking them into the wall and I'm doing something really fast on recovery, and going into a deep sidestep delay, sidestep 1+2, it's gonna put me like at an angle with them at the wall. You see how she's at an angle at the wall? And this applies to whenever you just do a normal launcher at an angle anyway. When you launch them like this, you can come around. And it doesn't matter which way they tech roll on get up, because if you have that little like curve or space in the back, all you gotta do is walk on the opposite side and you'll always catch them from behind. So this is what we're going to be exploiting, I guess, in terms of the setup. It sounds simpler than what it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through the setup that I created like a week ago. It just took me some time to kind of lab it more, so that's why this setup took a while to come out with, because I didn't want to just release something that wasn't really thought out very well. So the side that you want to sidestep 1+2 is pretty much the side that they're going to be tech rolling towards. So if they're tech rolling to their right, you want to do it to the left and then walk opposite direction to catch their back on tech roll. And if they tech roll on wake up to the left, you're going to do it to the right, launch, and then walk behind them the opposite way. If you so happen to step into the wrong direction that they're not tech rolling, like this, like that, it's okay, because if that does happen, as you saw, the Sidestep 1+2 second hit catches them in the air. But in this situation, I know if I do catch them on this side, the launch is off axis, so you will have to, you know, sort of lab this situation and make a combo that you're comfortable with. But if it's the other side, it doesn't go off axis. It does in a small way, but it's not like to where she couldn't do a normal combo. So you'd be fine in that situation. And if they do so happen to wake up and block, you're still okay because it's safe. Sidestep 1+2 is safe on block, so you're not risking much. And this will kind of be a better option, because I noticed, myself included, I do Sidestep 1+, or Sidestep 3. I do Sidestep 3 at the wall, and that usually will hit people, and it even hits me too. But imagine how much more payoff you would get if you did Sidestep 1+2, because they're both mids. One just gives you a little bit of plus frames, and the other one is just safe, but also relaunches. So I would consider doing the Sidestep 1+2 more, because it does have a higher payout. Hop over tech in this situation isn't going to work, because when you're forcing angles at the wall, they're typically very small, so, and you'd be at such a weird angle like this, see? Even if you could get it like this, they would be able to turn around anyway. So it's better to just walk to the opposite side and catch them from behind. So I wouldn't look at this as a hop over situation, because it's not. It's totally different. As much as it seems similar, it's not. This is forcing the angles at the wall to where it's a small gap that you can walk behind them, and on tech roll catch it back every time. Whereas the other situation, we hop over them, the gaps are typically larger, and that allows you to have room to do it. And you're usually at the angle where you can hop over them. In this situation, you're at like such a weird position to their body that you really couldn't do it on time, even if there was a larger gap, which usually there isn't in this situation. So I wouldn't really recommend trying that. When you're doing a deep Sidestep 1+2, you're gonna be doing like a normal sidestep, but you're going to delay the Sidestep 1+2. This will allow you to like do it at a more advantageous time when they wake up, and then you have like this. And if you're quick enough, you can do 2 little micro like Sidestep, you know, to whatever direction into Sidestep 1+2, if that makes you more comfortable. But you also have to have the timing down, because you want to catch them. And this is also very like, you really want to condition your opponent at the wall to be afraid of not waking up crouching, because if they're like okay with just standing up, then you're probably just gonna get the Sidestep 1+2 blocked. So you kind of want to mix up how you're gonna go about doing this. So you can do this, and that might, you know, scare them at the wall and be like, oh shit, I need to get up crouching, or even throw some down back threes in. That's not going to get you the situation, but it'll help you, you know, scare them at the wall that you're going to do this on wake ups. And if you're concerned about how you're going to know if this setup is going to work, all you need to do is go into the lab and just pretty much like I have it right here. Just have the ground technique to either left or right. Practice both. You want to make sure you practice both so that you're, you know, walking in both of those directions and stuff. And applying the side step 1 plus 2, and then going that route. And then once you figured that part out of getting used to the side walking and the direction where they check roll, because a lot of times, like I said, there's people who choose a specific way to tech roll. They have one way or the other that they prefer. And then there's also players who just kind of mix it up a little bit. They go both ways. So you kind of got to pay attention to that. And also condition them at the wall. And that'll also heighten your chances of getting this setup to work. But a lot of times you do come across situations where you are lucky and you end up stepping in the direction when they tech roll after a splat or a wall carry, and you go in the direction that they are, and you can scare them. And just go behind them and do the setup. Yep. And sometimes, like right there, how she had her back exposed, I could have definitely like went behind her again and tried for another back turn combo. You want to practice both sides because they both have unique situations. Like I said before, the side step 1 plus 2, you might go the wrong way and they go the opposite way and you catch them, and you might get a different combo with side step 1 plus 2 versus the other side, in the chance that they go the opposite direction you go, but you still get a launch. So you want to practice those situations. If you just want to practice something simple to kind of get your head around the idea of this, go into the lab, have them on tech roll whichever direction, sidestep either direction, and then do this. Sidestep, launch, sidewalk in the opposite direction that you stepped. I'm sidestepping right down for 2, and then I'm walking left, and I'm behind them. And it works the same way as the other side, so yeah. Just go in there and practice that, and this is basically what you're going to be dealing with when you go for the actual setup. Before I go, there's a situation here I want you to look out for. Look how I relaunch her and resplat her. She looks like there's not a gap behind her, but don't let that deceive you. Just go ahead and go for it. Sidewalk in the opposite direction. Keep walking so that it forces this back turn situation, and then you can kick her in the back for the combo. You don't always see the gap, but even the tiniest gaps will provide this situation. And also in another situation here, if you notice, I splat her, but it doesn't splat her at the angle that I wanted, but it did splat her to where there was a gap on the opposite side, so I just had to walk to the left even further, which typically I would walk the opposite direction, but in this situation it made me walk behind her the other way. So you got to make sure you're looking at where her shoulders provide that gap. So this setup, whenever you go into Labit, I just want to let you know that this only works on back rolls, the quick back rolls where they just hold back or they just get up normally. This is for people that aren't going to tech roll. This is why I do that. Like after I find out that they aren't tech rollers, they just like to get up normally, because typically that's like one of the safer ways to get up. So if you come across someone like that, you want to do down 4 1 2, back 1. You're gonna whip the back 1, and then do down 4 3 3 3 1. But there's such a strict timing, but it's timing that you could get used to. It kind of comes like, I guess, second nature once you practice enough, and you'll catch them. For a combo, so that's how you do that. But in the case that they get up, the timing here is just the same. I mean, once you get used to the down 4 3 3 3 1 timing to catch their back row, the timing will be quick enough to beat mid or low wake up kicks. And you might feel like, oh well, I'm gonna lose damage if I go this route. You're actually not losing damage, because if you look at it, down 4 3 3 3, if it beats their low and mid wake up kicks, whatever they choose, you're gonna be doing 72 damage versus the combo, the full combo, which would be doing 58 damage. So you're not missing anything. You're actually going to be getting more damage even if you catch their front. If they do so happen to block because you did it too slow when they did a normal wake up, then that's on you, but try again. Don't be discouraged to not try it, because it's very rewarding once you get the hang of it and do it in a match. It's a lot of fun. If they so happen to stay grounded on the floor and they don't want to get up, let's see. I would just do down back 1 4, and you'll flip them. And if they so happen to press after they see you with the down back 1, then the 4 will counter hit and you get more damage. But you get the picture on that. Versus bigs in the game, which is your Giga, Smarduck, Jack, Bears, those characters are a little bit different, and I'll show you why. When you're facing those big characters that I mentioned earlier, you're going to have issues with back 1 whiffing, because back 1 is going to hit them because they're so freaking big. And since back 1 will hit them, it gives them the tech roll if they wanted it. And even so, even if they didn't tech roll, back 1 hits them, so it kind of puts you at such a weird position. So it makes you feel, I don't know, a little off to where you wouldn't be able to catch them on time. So the easy solution would just be just to splat or wall carry into a back 1 sidewalk and then down 4 3 3 3 1. See, and even if the second hit of that catches their back, that's fine too, because that's happened to me before. You still get it. So there's just that little situation versus the bigs that might throw you off. So it's best that you know now, so that you're prepared for that if you do try to do this in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed and found this very useful.